Up until 18 months ago, there were only 3 providers. But Level Health, which is backed by Aviva, is hoping to nibble away at the big boys by offering a range of 5 health cover plans. And from a standing start, it already has 40,000 customers. But the system of health insurance is notoriously convoluted, and many are slow to switch providers even if they need to. And Jim Dowdall is the Chief Executive of Level Health. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Joe. Delighted to be here.
Can't have been easy from a standing start to go up against 3 companies that have been in the business quite a bit.
No, it's an interesting market, Joe, that there isn't the level of competition that you would expect and that we should really see in the market. Just 3 players, stale. The players comfortable with the status quo, I'd say. So it really did need an injection of competition and innovation because health insurance customers were crying out for that. Not easy, but we're thrilled. And customers are moving to us 40,000.
Are you ahead of schedule with 40,000?
Ahead of plan, which is always a great place to be for a scaling business. We're thrilled with the response we've had. And the response is quite simple. Our view is that unless we're better on all fronts than our competitors, then we don't have a right to be successful. We are better, and people are moving in their thousands. You mentioned nibbling away at the competition. We're taking a good bite out of the competition.
Well, what differentiates you from the market then?
A number of things that are really important for health insurance customers. One is simplicity. Simplicity is a core value for Level Health. We have a simple range of plans, very easy to understand, easy documentation, and very simple processes like a claims process where we can pay you almost immediately through Revolut. It makes it easy for customers to deal with us. The second is more access to quality healthcare. We cover more scan centres, more MIU centres around the country than any other health insurer. It's about convenience and access. Our telemedicine service is just phenomenal. I could talk about it for an hour.
Is this when you kind of have a video conference with a GP?
Access to a GP within minutes. 3,000 of our customers had their appointments set up within 90 seconds this year, but most within minutes. Not scheduling a GP appointment for days or weeks ahead. You can get real-time access.
That's with video rather than face-to-face?
That's video, so video or voice, whatever you want. And you might have heard the news last week where 6,000 people were contacting the HSE to try and get access to a GP. With Level Health, you get access in minutes. And that extends to mental health professionals, to physios, to midwives. It's a phenomenal service that's about convenience and better access for our customers. And the third most important one really is value for money. You can save a significant amount of money and get better benefits.
What's the average premium? What does the average household pay in a premium?
Well, it depends on what level of plan you're on. If you're on our Plan B, which is where the majority of the market is, you would pay around €995 with Level Health. You could be paying $1,200 and $1,300 with our competitors. That's an adult premium. So for a family of 2 adults and 2 children, you can save €700. You can save €900 if you're moving from a Leia Signify plan. So significant savings can be achieved for better benefits.
And what did the 3 competitors do when you came into the market 18 months ago? How did they react?
Oh, it's funny, isn't it? Competition is good. It lifts everybody's boat.
Well, the consumer usually benefits.
That's the benefit. That's the value. And we need more competition in this market. 4 is still not enough. Our competitors spent heavily to outshout us. And it's like, gosh.
In advertising?
In advertising, I'd say we're the advertiser's best friend. When Level Health entered,
they didn't cut their prices?
No, they didn't. They introduced more plans to counter the plans that we'd introduced. We have a very simple range, plans A to E, taking away all that complexity. Our competitors have 350 plans that just confuse all customers. What did they do? They introduced more plans, which is the last thing that people needed.
There are 350 or more plans out there. That's incredibly confusing for people shopping around. So what's the right plan for me given my medical needs?
That serves nobody's interest, Joe, other than maybe the incumbent health insurers.
But is that a failure on the part of the regulator to allow so many plans onto the market in such a confusing way?
The regulator has said that they need to address this, and they do need to address it, and they need to address it in a meaningful way quickly. It's gone on for way, way too long. There should be a limit on the number of plans that companies can have, because instead of actually providing choice, they remove choice because they confuse their customers, and their customers are then locked into them. That's not in the customer's interest.
You're owned by Aviva?
It's a JV with Aviva. Aviva are a 50% shareholder in the business. They're a fantastic partner because on the back of our relationship with Aviva, we can offer even more benefits to our customers. Every Level Health customer gets free worldwide multi-trip travel insurance. You can get discounts on your Aviva home insurance, on your Aviva motor insurance.
That's a bit of cross-pollination.
it's an opportunity to add more value to our customers, and that's what's needed in this market. Health insurance is expensive. We recognise that. We need to strive hard to keep the costs down, and we need to find ways to add more value. That's why 40,000 people have moved to Level Health so far. We're operating in the corporate market now. We've over 100 schemes around the country, in the pharma, in the tech sectors, SMEs, right across the country. And this is a shout out maybe to any business leaders listening this morning. If you want better benefits for your team, if you want better value for your business, we'd love to talk to you in Level Health.
Okay, that's I couldn't ask it any clearer myself. You lodged a complaint with the European Commission against the risk equalisation scheme that we've had here for a few years. You think it might benefit the state-backed VHI more than others?
We've a risk equalisation scheme in place that's there for decades. And I could talk for an hour about this, but just in a few seconds. It's a community-rated market, so it's the same price for health insurance for everybody, regardless of age or regardless of health condition. That's underpinned by a risk equalisation fund, a levy on all health insurance policies. Unfortunately, the model that's been implemented for the last 2 decades is completely failing. It's the same levy that's imposed on a young person who pays €1,000 for a health insurance plan as it might be for somebody who pays €5,000. 50%. The levy is €517, so over 50% of a €1,000 premium is levy. If you're on the high end, it could be 10% of the health insurance premium is levy.
You see, on the high end, you mean the slightly
the higher level
customer?
plans in the market,
right.
That people who can afford them are paying less a percent for levy than younger people. And in a community-rated market, we need to attract young people. We need to attract families in, because that makes the market sustainable. The intergenerational solidarity, it's called. However, what the department are doing is loading a huge levy on
younger
people who
people.
can least afford it. Now, if we change that, quite simply, it won't cost the state anything, to a percentage levy, where it's a percentage of your premium, we can attract more younger people in. The market will be more sustainable. The prices will be cheaper for everybody in the market. So it needs to change, and we're dealing with the European Commission in relation to that.
One of the biggest problems, that you alluded to it already, that customers find it notorious that they're notoriously slow to switch because they're afraid they will lose the benefits that they might have accrued through the other providers.
That's a really good point, and that is something, again, the regulator needs to look at that. If you've served your waiting periods in the health insurance system with any health insurer, you don't reserve them again if you switch. Switching is easy. It only takes minutes, and we have 40,000 examples of that happening over the last year and a half.
It takes only minutes. You genuinely
It takes only minutes.
Right. And you bring everything with you that you have.
You don't serve waiting periods. You switch, you check out the plan that you want. You can go to a comparable level of cover, and when you come to Level Health, you will get enhanced benefits and those other value offers, the discounts and so on that I spoke about. So you don't lose waiting periods that you've already served. You can get a better price and you can get better benefits. People should shop around and find better options.
Well, shopping around is always a good idea, no matter what the product is that you're looking for. Jim, thank you very much for coming in.
Pleasure.
That's Jim Dowdall, the Chief Executive of Level Health Insurance.
Breakfast Business with Joe Lynam on Newstalk.
With Cantor Fitzgerald Ireland, helping people across Ireland invest, plan and grow their wealth with confidence. Cantor Fitzgerald Ireland is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.